so we covered down on how do you communicate with the staff. We already covered that part down. So. Okay, why do you recommend your special division of medical care over others for certain issues without physical care?
Why do I recommend it? Is that
What
your
would you
question?
recommend? Yes.
Okay. Well, every patient that comes in, you've got to determine first what their condition is, and is it, in our instance, we're looking at, is it a chiropractic type case? And then if it is, then of course we proceed on into further consultation, examination, and whatever tests that may be necessary. But of course, that's where you actually, through the consultation, you're trying to determine, is this the place they need to be? And of course, if it's not, then you make the referral according to what the condition is. So you do all that when you talk to them. Again, was that the answer you were wanting?
As far as the cons do go, another thing is your leadership style, as you being a team leader and cooperating with your staff and making everything, trying to do better. Is there anything that you think that there could be improvements on with your leadership style and how you handle anything? Or
Anybody that doesn't think that is not a very good leader. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much y'all know about personality styles, but that's an extremely important thing for you to understand. And I'm telling you that because every strength has a concurrent, an opposite weakness. Okay? And understanding that, how it relates to not only your staff, but to the people you interact with, can make a huge difference if your success or not. But there is no such thing as a perfect, personality to deal with things, because everyone has its strengths, and everyone, because of their strengths, has a weakness. And the other side of that is strengths over a period of time, because they are done so well, then they tend to eventually become done in excess, so those become a weakness. Now that doesn't maybe make sense until you actually start looking at the personality styles and see what that means. So that would be a class, okay? And I've taken many classes and read books on that, mainly because when you're dealing with people, if you can figure out how they actually are thinking, what their personality style is, it's going to make a huge difference of how you relate to them. Some people, they want a little bit of information and they want to jump on it, make a decision, and let's go, let's get on with it. And you have others, the opposite side, that will ask questions about everything, and you'll think they're asking questions on things that don't make any difference except that they're wanting to know, and they need lots and lots and lots of information. That can be from your staff to the people you're dealing with. Do you think that would make a difference on you have somebody coming in that's being hard to get along with when you're having to deal with them, say like a client or a patient, okay? How you deal with them can make a huge difference as whether it's a successful outcome or not. So not all of them do you deal with the same. So you have to learn people. And of course getting out in the, as they say, the real world, and getting positions that actually you do that, you start getting some experience with it, but then once you start taking classes and learning about personality styles, it'll make a huge difference because you start recognizing the personality, and then you're able to go ahead and give them what they're needing. So.
One of the other things that we're targeting in the class, the difference between manager and leader. So this question is basically, do you feel that being a manager is different from being a leader?
Yes, I do.
If so, how?
Okay. The leader is the one that's going to set the tone and make big decisions on the direction of the company, the business, the whatever you're going to be over. It could be a committee. It could be anything you want to decide. But the manager is the one that you actually go ahead and if if you will, it's kind of the day-by-day operation. They're the one that actually going to implement that. They're the ones that are going to follow through. And if your business or company or committee is large enough to allow them to actually do the monitoring and checking and the backup and the follow-through to see that the decisions made by the leadership are actually being implemented. The leader doesn't check also, because the leader's got to check on the manager. Okay. But the person actually in charge on a day-by-day basis is in the system. They're not doing it from afar, they're actually doing it with the others that are working. So you can actually have two different levels there.
Okay. A lot of people, another thing we learned in the class is some people aren't put into the leadership position. They kind of show
Rise
up.
to it.
Yeah, rise to it. So a question to you would be, do you think you rose to the leadership position, or do you think you may have been one of those naturally outgoing leadership type beings?
My personality tends to be, give me some information, and then I don't mind making decisions and getting on with it. So I don't mind stepping up into a leadership position. But on the other hand, the other side of my personality is I don't like to be out front where others see me. I like to do it behind the scene. So I don't have to have others look at me and say, oh, he's the leader. I care less about that. In fact, I'd probably run from it if I had a choice. When I'm on different boards and different leadership positions, when I'm asked if I want to be the president of the group, I always decline, because I don't have to have the face up front. So, but that doesn't mean I don't want to lead. So, do you have to be a leader to step up? We have had managers in here that typically did not necessarily want to be the manager. Okay, it's not like that was their desire. They didn't come in here being hired thinking I want to become the manager. Okay, but on the other hand, their position, the way they actually handle themselves, their dedication, their willingness to be part of the team, help others. That's a big deal. Help others. You've got to be willing to not just pass stuff off, but be willing to do it yourself. Good leaders are always willing to jump in there and do it themselves, not just.
Who's ready for a mother?